Okay.
Live.
Okay,
Go ahead,
there
you
we
can start.
Yeah, hi, Alieu. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Fatima. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Nice to have you here. Thank you again. Welcome to Talk to Connect. This is a live streaming, and I'm happy to have you here. Let me just confirm with Alieu. You know, Alieu on my side, it's pausing, so you can see me clear and you can hear me clear, yeah?
Yes, I can see you clear and your voice is clear as well.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. So welcome to Talk to Connect. It's been a while since we did these talks. I'm happy to have Alieu here again. Me and Alieu, we took a very long holiday, but here we are back again. And as always, the purpose of this talk is just to inspire, to encourage, to let someone learn, and we are looking for growth and change. So Alieu, welcome. Thank you to have you here after a very long time.
Thank you very much, Fatima. I'm super excited to be here because I believe this journey we are in, this self-development, is a continuous journey. It's not going back because the more we go deeper, the more you get excited, and then the more you unfold a lot of things. And for me, my life, everything is unfolding as it should be. And I'm so excited to dive deeper into certain things. And then people definitely need to hear this, this knowledge that we have, and we encouraging them to move into, you know, certain direction that it's going to help them, to help them change how they are, their habits, and how they can develop themselves within themselves and venture into new ideas as well. Because in the internet is full of entertainment, but we are here to bring something that will add value in your life, something that will help you, something that if you feel stuck somewhere, that this can help you and uplift you and take you to a level that you will have that freedom within yourself.
Yes, absolutely. And I think me and Alieu, we want to start a new topic and a new talk. We want to speak more on the journey of people looking for greener pasture. I think as Africans, I'm from Kenya, Alieu is from Gambia. We've gone through that journey of looking for greener pasture away from home. We've had our own experiences, we've had our own challenges, and somehow we had to redirect ourselves to come back home and then go back to different places to find ourselves. And one of the things I want Alieu to share with us, because Alieu, he's been in the UK and he went back to Gambia and now he's in Estonia. And that has been a journey. I've been in the Middle East and I've come back to Kenya and I've settled in Kenya, starting my own journey, my own business. It hasn't been easy, but one of the things that we want to speak about is it the green, is it really the grass is greener on the other side, or the grass is greener where you water it? So from our journey, Alieu, I'm going to start with that with you. What would you tell, or what would you say, how do you how did you experience your journey in this aspect? Was your journey greener when you left Gambia more than the way you were in Gambia? Or what did you learn when you started going out to look for that greener pasture?
Thank you, Fatima. That's a powerful question. I believe, when you start to see change how you see life, then life will also change how it sees you. Because I used to believe that if I go to UK or America, it's more greener pasture there. But in the Gambia, I was doing very well. I used to work in a printing company in the corporate world, and I used to work in a insurance company. I was very successful there, and I also worked in a car company, very successful. But it wasn't enough for me. Because it was the culture that if you travel, then you're gonna have more, and people are gonna respect you because this is how it is. I remember when my friends come from abroad, they give them more respect than me in the hometown. But I was still there doing my thing. I was independent, working, making money. But I just wanted to travel. But I realized when I traveled to the UK, I've been there for 9 good years, and my experience was not that where I want to be. There's where the grass was greener there. But of course, it's how I see it. It's a mindset. So I believe everything has to start in the foundation. I believe I told many people back home when I went back to Gambia again to start all over. I left everything in the UK, pack my stuff, give away things. I just have to go back and then find myself and start all over again. I went with about 800 pounds back home, just like that. And then people didn't understand. I didn't even tell my mom that I'm coming back because I know when I told her, she would say to me, no, 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 you rather stay there before coming here. They just, don't want to hear that you want to come back. Of course, this is my home. And then the time I stepped in Gambia, from the flight, when that hot air blows on my face, I was, it was like I was in a prison. It was like I was free and I was liberated. But staying in there, to come back to take that decision and say that, look, I have really studied so much here and I did some self development. I wanted to explore some other avenue, you know, but it wasn't available in where I was in the UK at that time. As we were talking earlier, that not all the things that you needed as a foreigner, as you when you're in the diaspora, even when you have documents and everything, not every opportunity will be easy for you. Everything will be hard for you. And then you're just gonna do normal work. I was working in a warehouse and then doing, all these type of jobs and, you know, working in the kitchen and stuff. But I know when I go back in Zambia, I'm gonna have better opportunity and I'm gonna create some value that someone can pay me for. Then it was very hard for me to take that decision. It was very hard. But one thing when I started studying and I started to understand and know that everything starts in our mind. And then I want to talk about it, which a lot of people, which held them back. And then they stay in bondage for a lot of, for many, many years, wherever they are. Even in America, I know people who are in there for many years. They cannot even go back to their country. Some have papers, some didn't have papers, but they just stuck there. And they're scared when they go back. What are my people gonna say? What my family gonna think of? What are my friends gonna think of? What are people gonna think of? And then you are staying there, you're not even happy, and it's so depressing. There was a time that I was really depressed, you know. So I realized that with studying and understanding, I want to break through that barrier. But what I understand is I was working, making money, but I wasn't happy. So what I did was I started going through things. So when I wanted to, you know, buy the flight ticket to go back one way, I was having so much fear. I was worried and I was doubting myself when I go there, what am I gonna do? But with understanding and knowing, I studied a lot, I read books. Then what I realized is that if I stay in that place, I'm gonna stay in what we call bondage. And then when you stay in that bondage, there is no growth attached to that. But when that fear hit in and the doubts and the worry, what I understand is you can sit down and then write down all these fears you have in you and all the worries you have in you and all the doubts. Write them down because it's the other side that you want to break through. You want to break through the barrier and go somewhere and find yourself and go on, follow your dreams somewhere. But you are scared because you have all the things that you wanted here. It's comfortable, but you're not still happy. You're not fulfilled. But what you do is write down all these fears you have, doubt and worry, and then turn to the other fresh page, and then write them in a positive way. How you're gonna turn these fears and doubt and worries into a positive way. And I did exactly this exercise. When I sat down, I did it, and this really gave me that freedom, and it liberated me. Then I understand why I'm having all these fears and why I'm having all these doubts and worries and I'm the one who created them myself. No one did. I'm myself. I'm thinking of the people, or what are they gonna say? But in fact, I'm the one who created all these theories for myself, and then it's making life so hard for me. So when I did this, and now finally I went to my boss. I told him that look, I'm gonna quit this job, and he said, "Why are you quitting?" I said, "I just wanna go back to Gambia and then just go follow my dreams." And they were all shocked. They looked at me like I am crazy. I said, no, I just want to go, have a break and then find myself, go for my dream. What do you want to do? I said, I don't know yet, but I already have my plan. And then immediately he told me that, yes, you've been a very good person, and then I wish you all the best. And then, wherever you go, whenever you come back to UK, we have a job for you. And I feel that relief. It's like I hit that terror barrier. That was a terror barrier forced for me to escape that job and resign in a peaceful way without no issues. And I was like, wow, I was having that freedom. I feel so happy doing that. The next minute, I booked the ticket, because I worked on myself. I stopped studying. But because you are in that bondage, now you have the reason, all these reasons to tell yourself that, oh, it's not possible, or this, that, that. And then you move from there, and there's so much conflict into your head within yourself that is going on, and then that will just paralyze you, and then you just sit in one place without doing anything. When you get to understand and know that you create these things and write them as they are, and then turn them into a positive way, then you create that freedom for yourself. Then you hit that terror barrier. When you break into that barrier, the next minute the other side is freedom. So when I get to Gambia, I, drop down in the flight, Fatima, that fresh air that touches me, I feel the freedom. It was like I was in a prison. And all these goals I have, I wanted to do. I went to Gambia. I did exactly that. I went to an organization, proposed that I can train their staff, you know, so about self-development and how they can improve their skills, and it was successful. I did it in 6 days. You even helped me with some presentations that you did for me. It was amazing. And then I was paid. When this money landed on my hand, I was so grateful that look, I left everything over there and I came to do this thing and it went through and it happened exactly how I wanted it. And I was like, wow, if I start in the UK, this will never happen. And I know I can repeat that over and over and start making money, creating my own business. Because I'm ready to teach them something that they have never learned before, something that they have no experience about. And this is going to help them and it's going to create value for them. And that's really helped me a lot. Then, of course, when I got married, I cannot stay in Gambia because my wife is in Estonia. That's how I moved back to Estonia. But just going through that journey from Gambia to, England, living there in a bondage for 9 years, I cannot travel, I cannot do anything. But since I break through that terror barrier, and then I went back to Gambia, people were questioning me, oh, when are you going back? I said, I'm waiting for you to go because I've been there for 9 years. People will come to you, they will ask you silly questions, but I always have silly answers for silly people. I don't just let it go like that. But of course, we go through this, and then there's a lot of people in the diaspora who are struggling with this. They want to go back home. They have everything, even they wanted. They built their houses maybe in Kenya, maybe in Ethiopia or in Gambia. They have everything, but they just scared to go back and start something. They're scared to go and start all over again. But I will tell you one thing that is common in all human beings. When you want to go venture into something new, these things will come to you, the fear, the doubt, and the worry. And the simplest way you can do it, just write it down. Yeah? Write it down how you're feeling. What is this doubt you have? What is this worry? What is this fears in you? And then realize that they have no foundation. They're all false evidence standing real in front of you. If you can break through that, then go on the other side, get a fresh page, and write down in a positive way how you're going to change these fears and doubts and worries. And keep reading this every single day, and you can impress it into your subconscious mind. This is how you change because every change starts in the mind. Everything starts from the mind. When you make up your mind to do something, you are unstoppable, and nothing can stop you. And Fatima did the same thing. She moved from Dubai. Now she's doing amazing. She started her business, in Kenya, and she's doing amazing. So we want to be example to our people because, to be honest, we're not being treated equally. Even though you have a passport, you are British or you are, a Norwegian or you are a Swedish. It's different. When you go back to your own country, it's also a different ball game. Also, there might be struggle, but you know what I mean. You rather go through that struggle and then later you can have all that freedom, all the rights that you want. You can be treated there and also you can feel belonging in your own home.
So true, Ali. I think there's a lot of information that we get from there. And I think one of the things that you said is for you to just have that um, come out of your comfort zone. I think most of us, when we travel, we assimilate. We assimilate to the life that is there. We assimilate to the things that are there. And since we are coming from a struggle, that feels like change. And yes, we actually achieve some things that we were not able to achieve back home. But then there's that growth that you were looking for. And I think when Aliyu say he's being in bondage, it's like you find yourself going in circles, doing things, and you don't see yourself growing. You're not getting better in what you're doing. You're just doing the same thing. You're settling to be less of what you were. And one of the things like I realized, and I think apart from being that we are settling, one of the things is when we move from Africa or when we move from wherever we are coming from, going to the next part, we have this vision of, oh, I'm going to change people's life back home. I think most of us live there. I'm going to start changing people's lives home because we've been struggling, and that's the vision that you have. And after a while, you've been the person who's supporting people back home. Maybe you're taking people to school. Maybe you're helping people to make a house back home. Whatever the reason that you went so that you can get that change back home. There is that part that when we are there, we forget to invest in ourselves because we end up not building a vision of our own. So we are actually working, wherever you are working, that is a vision for whoever you're working with and you're building it. And then you are seriously helping people back home. And that's not a bad thing, it's actually a good thing. But there's that part we end up forgetting that we need to invest in ourselves. So you'll find yourself, maybe you want even to do something, but you're always telling yourself, I cannot do it because if I do it at home, they will miss 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you don't invest in yourself, that's one lesson that I learned in the hard way. If I don't invest in myself, I don't grow, I don't change, and I'm not making their lives better because then we are all settling in this in the same place. I change, I become better, they become better. Because I remember I was listening to Lisa Nicholson, and this was like a wake-up call for me. She said, the window of opportunity is only one. It's only for you to go on the other side and create what you want to create. And then when you become good and master it, then start pulling other people. But if you start pulling people before you make it, you're all gonna be lost. So I feel like most of us, we don't have a vision of why we went there. Yes, we went for the greener pasture, but how does that greener pasture look for me? Is it just helping people? Is it just making money? Or do I have a bigger picture of who I want to become? What is that life that I want to have? And then that's why sometimes you find yourself, even you don't look for opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities, but you are stuck in just one place doing the same thing because your vision is so small. As long as I make money. And I think we are in that survival mindset. And this is what I want to ask Ali. I was coming to this part to ask this question. Now, most of us, because we come from a survival community and we survive, and that's how we were raised. We are raised to survive, to get for today and tomorrow. And that mindset is stuck with us, and the mindset, the scarcity mindset. So when we reach there, we want to get the things that we didn't have. We want to, because we don't want the money to finish before I get it and all of that. So how did you manage to break from that scarcity mindset? Because the moment for me, when I realized that I'm still surviving no matter what I'm doing, I am surviving. And it's not that I'm not making money, I am making money, but there's that survival state that I'm in. I'm always surviving. I'm always in a survival mode, not growing. And I'm not allowing myself to come out of my comfort zone. Wherever I want to do something, there's that thing that is holding me back. So how do you break from that scarcity mindset? How do you break from that survival mindset? Because when you know how, the only thing that you know how to do is to survive, you'll keep on surviving. And most of us are surviving, even if we are abroad, even if with those opportunities, you'll find that somebody's working maybe in a bank or is being paid well, but there's something that is gonna come and tell you, I'm not saving, or I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I still have, it's the same thing, like the same thing that you are having back in Africa, from your hand to your mouth. And then you wonder why. So Aliu, can you just explain like how do you break from this survival mindset, the scarcity mindset, so that you see opportunities where they are and you actually allow yourself to see opportunities where you're coming from, because of this scarcity mindset we don't even want to, and there's one thing that we are scared of. I'm not going to look back home because back home there is no opportunities, but believe me, when you come back home you see people do amazing things and you wonder how. This is what I wanted to do when I was out there.
Yeah, thank you for that question. I believe, knowledge really set me free from that survival mode and everything with studying. Because when I started my self-development journey, I really set myself free. I read a lot of books, find answers, and then shift my mindset. That really changed me a lot. When I started my self-development journey, I wake up before that even. I wake up one day, I was working in a warehouse, and I wake up one day, step down in my bed. I was doing the same thing over and over. And as you said, you are just paying bills, and surviving. And then next minute, you just retire and then just die. I said, no, 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 this is not my life. I just don't want to remain like this, helping other people back home. And then I'm not working for myself. So I asked myself this three questions. Who am I? Where am I going? And why am I here? And then answers are coming down to me, and then this is how my self-development journey started. I started seeking, reading, seeking for the right people, mentors, and I started networking with the right people. I go to webinars, network marketing, and everything like that. So when you started surrounding yourself with the right people, then you break this, sarcastic mindset, and then always putting myself first. Because even when you're in an airplane, when they drop that oxygen mask, they tell you to put your oxygen mask first before you can help other people. Because your survival is more important than the other person next to you. You have to help yourself first. Put yourself first, you can help others. Then when I go to these webinars and seminars and I find out people, they've been tested, these are doctors, lawyers, that they quit their job. They were making all the money, having all these houses, cars, and everything, but they're still not happy. They're not having the food. They can even travel, go on a holiday because they are so busy with their life, just making money. And then imagine those are doctors. They didn't pay very big money. So I said to myself, if I started making that big money, but I didn't find my purpose, I didn't have no vision, I didn't set myself free, then I'm going to be in the same circle again. I'm going to be in the same bondage. I need to find myself, find something in life that is purposeful, find something that I love to do, something that I'm passionate about, not something that you are passionate about or something that you think I am passionate about. I have to think for myself. And then when these people give testimony that they are making more money in a week than they used to make in a month when they were lawyers, and they have more freedom now being in that network marketing than working as a doctor or a lawyer. I'm like, wow, so this is going on here. So just creating that awareness for yourself, shifting your mindset, surrounding yourself with the right people. Then you can set yourself there and listen to other people's stories, successful people. Then I started reading books, stories of successful people who have made it, who have been through serious, life, strategies and then overcome that and how they are now happier than before in their life. So this really liberated me and then really set my mind to make sure that I don't live just to survive anymore. And then I decided I want to live my life to the fullest. So when I left UK, I went back to Gambia. It took me 3 months just to live there again and then come to Estonia. So now I'm living my dreams, the way I want it. I'm living my life in my own time. I'm traveling the world. This is what I wanted. And I'm helping other people as well. It's not that I'm just working, working. No, I have a job, but at the same time, I'm doing my something that I'm passionate about, helping people to discover themselves, something helping people to grow, something helping people to change and shift their mindset, to have that mind that not you don't just put people first, put yourself first, and then you discover the joys of life, then you can be able to be in a better position to help other people as well.
That is so true, Ali. You know, for me, I would say one of the things that I learned is um, you've got to raise your standards. And most of us don't want to do that. You've got to, the moment you start doing things that, pushing yourself to try things that you haven't done, allow yourself. You are in a place where there's other things that you haven't experienced in your life. Teach yourself to raise your standard and try things that you haven't done, because that's the time you start understanding also what is around me and what is there for me, what is possible for me, how much can I do in my life. So most of us don't want to raise our standard. We go out there, we actually find a community that we feel befits us. So I found some other Kenyans. These Kenyans, so they were living like this, and I'm going to be among them, and I'm going to get in that system, and that continues. So you create another homeland wherever you are. But I believe when we go out of our countries, whenever we go out, when people see us, they don't care where we are coming from. There's only one word that they use: we're an African. So networking, as Alieu said, network with people that you don't know. Network with people that are doing something different. Because once you network with other people, there's that change of perception. And the moment you change the perception of how you see things, your mindset changes. You start understand seeing things on a different lens, and that's growth. Because if you don't change, you don't grow. That's one thing that I learned, is that the more we stay in that place, becoming what we're expected to be, we don't grow and change. We are just becoming the same people and creating another kind of behavior or community that also makes us to behave in a certain way. So you've got to start, you have to raise your standard. Do things that you haven't done. Talk to people that you haven't talked to, and have a vision for yourself. When I started, I read the book of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And there's the second chapter, he asked the question of how would you like people to read your urology when you die? How would you want to be remembered? And I was sitting there and I'm telling myself, how do I want people to be remembered? Because my whole life I've wanted to live according to people's expectations. And that's our problem. Most of us who go abroad, we don't live in our own capacity. We are living according to the people's expectations. How I'm supposed to represent myself, I have to show them that I'm successful. I have to show them that I've done this. I'll make a house so that people, you don't do things for your own choices. You don't make your own choices. So after a while, let's say I've stayed there for, like you said, 10, 15 years, 20. And then this question comes like, how do I want my children to remember me? How do I want people to remember me? Even if you're, let's say for the Muslims, you don't read urology, but people will remember you for what? What are they going to remember you? How do you want people to see you? How do you want to remember yourself? So for me, it was like, what kind of a lifestyle do I want? How do I want to live my life despite everything else? There are things that I love to do in life. There are things that I want to become. There are things that I want to experience. There are things that I want to learn. So what do I want to be in life? And I think that brought me in that place of saying, this is where I'm starting now. Where's my current reality in every aspect of my life? So it was not just choosing career and and finance. I had to step back and say, okay, this is my life. I need a balance in my life. What do I prioritize? What do I want to work with in all areas of my life? My spirituality, if it's my finance, if it's my career, if it's my health, if it's my relationship, it's my family and friends. What are the things that I need to work around them so that they can start taking me to the direction of the life that I want? And that actually makes you start seeing life in a different perspective. Because if you only see your life in form of money and career, you're missing other parts, especially that there are people who are in the Middle East. Some of them don't go with their families or their kids. So you miss that aspect of connecting with your kids, and the excuse is going to be what? I am abroad. But then right now, me and Alieu, we are speaking and we're talking and we're connecting and we're connecting with you. These are moments that you can create even without. So that perception about life when I started understanding that where is my current reality right now? Where am I? What are the things that I need to prioritize? And that brought me to the next level. Like, who do I want to mix myself with? The mastermind that I want to have around me. I think they said you're the average of the 5 people that you associate with. And I realized we have a lot of people around us, either back home who we think they're going to support us, or abroad where we make communities. But are these people really supporting you? So what are the people who are the people that you're surrounding yourself with? And how can I change and become better? So the moment I started changing, there's some people who just dropped out of my life. And that was difficult before, because I used to feel like if I leave people, it's not going to be nice. But there's a time when you have to move on, and you have to choose. The people around you either build you or break you. When I understood that, that was like a plus one. If I add something in your life, you're welcome. If you take me to the next level of my life, you're welcome to be together. But if you are somebody who has a negative mindset, you don't want to grow, I'm not going to stay with you. I'm going to find a community. And I think I built myself more with people that even I didn't know. When I realized that, I started going to masterminds. I used to go to masterminds where I don't know anyone about coaching, but I would sit there and I would hear people talking about how they started their business, the challenges that they went, and it used to motivate me to go like, I'm going to start mine. I'm going to make a change. It's okay to make a change. It's okay to make a bold decision in your life and choose what you want. And that's part of me saying, I'm going to go back home, because those bold decisions, I saw people doing it and I saw them making them, and they are actually encouraging you. So if you stay with the same people who don't have a vision, and and they don't have they don't believe, they are not optimistic. I always believe when you stay with people who are optimistic, you always have a growth mindset, and you will go together. And then understanding your values. I hear Alieu saying like some people are lawyers and they went to do marketing and they are feeling happy. Most of us don't understand our own values. What are your values? Because your values define me. The moment I understood my values, and most of us, especially when we come from Africa, we are raised in a certain way. All of us believe some things that these are the way life is supposed to be. But our values are different because we are raised from different communities, different people. We hear different things from different people. So what are your values? I came to understand that one of my values is freedom and making a difference. Change is something that drives me. And because of that, I love change. But I used to be scared to do change, because I used to be, if I change doing things, people would say that I'm not reliable. But I love change. I love to see change and growth and making a difference. Now, whatever I'm doing right now, sometimes people say you're doing it for free, but it's something that makes me happy. It's aligned with who I am. My choices are easy to make. See, we believe like sometimes we go like, family is my first value. Sometimes family is not your first value. It's just that you come from a place where you told you family comes first. It is a value for you, but it's not your first value. So you've got to understand, what are my values? They're values that are guiding me. They are making me. They're helping me to make decisions. They are defining the person that I am. And most of us don't. For you to understand these things, you've got to be doing, and that's what I said, you have to raise your standard. Read a book. That's going to personal development. Most of us, we travel so far. And yes, maybe I'll go get a degree, or yes, maybe I'll go get a degree because I wanted to go to college or university, and I've got the degree. But if you don't keep on going on a journey of growth and learn different things, I don't know how. We all have different backgrounds about money, and the stories of money and the beliefs of money for us is so different. How do I understand about finance? What is there that I want to learn about personal development? What book can I read that can help me understand about investment? How can I get better communication? You have to. See, Alieu is always talking about being able to start reading and getting knowledge. One of the best knowledge that you can have is your own. I always tell people, if you don't learn about yourself to see your strength and your weakness and get to understand yourself, then you don't have enough knowledge. Because everything else that is out there, even a book, it's going to be someone's idea. You've got to know how to implement that idea so that it serves you. So are you going on a journey of personal development? When you go through all these things, you can find yourself making a decision. And then one of the decisions I always say is, sometimes where you are is not a place for you to grow. Be bold to say, I'm going to take a step, I'm going to change. If it means going back home and I rebuild myself again like the way Alieu did, then be it. But I've got to find where my growth is. So Alieu, the last question so that we can finish. How would you say, like, let's say, for example, what would you advise someone who is maybe he's outside he's in the diaspora and he's not finding success, and success doesn't mean that he's making money or something, that he's not just growing. And maybe he has disappointment with people back home. And I believe this a part of people getting disappointed is sometimes they want people to help them back home and they don't get that support from the people back home. How would you advise this person? Because he will tell you, even if I go home, also people back home are not supporting me, or I'm disappointed, or there's no help. And wherever he is, he's stuck. How would you advise this person so that he can find a way to rebuild himself and start growing and changing himself?
I mean, everything starts from somewhere because sometimes you need to seek help, not because you are weak, because you want to remain strong. So, because me and you, we are coaches, and people like that, we can guide them from step by step to give them that clarity, to give them the ways and possibilities that they can do. And they can start all over again. It's okay if you go through disappointment, someone have disappointed you back home. When I was going back, I didn't have anyone that I have to rely on there or have a business partner. No, no, no. I go with myself. But what I did was because I understand, because a lot of things that we are facing right now is all ignorance. We are ignorant of something. We don't know something. But when you started to have the knowledge and study, and then you have a coach, that can help you and guide you, then you started to understand where you are in life and what is possible for you, what you can do, and what are all the things that are possible for you back home. Even though you've been disappointed, you send money there for them to bill you something and then they use all the money. So you are really pissed off and then you don't want to go back home. That's okay. This is your home. People will disappoint you, but that is showing you who they really are. So now you get to understand that, but they cannot steal what you have in you, that gift, that potential that God gave you inside you. No one can steal that. You can start all over again. When I went back, I didn't have someone that I have to rely on, or I have to have a meeting with someone, or I have this, company owner who to help with something. Or no, no, no. I just went freely by myself. And I set out all my plans, and then I write all my program that I want to go. So I went myself, approached this uh, proprietor, this business owner, that look, I want to train your staff because I know already what I can do. Whatever you can do, whatever you want to start in Africa, it's possible. Just go by yourself and then walk the world. Maybe you can have little connection here and there, but just go for yourself and study the environment, study the people. And the thing is, the most important thing is, if you understand and know that, look, you have the intention that I'm going to do this, and this is what I wish to do, yeah, way will come, and then the right people will come, and then you always think of, I'm going to connect with the right people and at the right time, and what I want to do, it's going to be possible, and I know that. So you have the clear, positive mental mind. You work in your mind first to understand that I have done this in the past. That's okay. People have disappointed me. Let that go. So you can move into the future with a clean slate. Don't go back again with that baggage behind you. Immediately you went in there with that baggage, you're going to encounter the same problem, the same issue, the same stories you're going to be telling some other people. Don't tell that story anymore. Let it go and move into the future with a clean slate and move with a clear boundary, with a clear mindset, positive, have faith and believe in whatever you want to do, it's going to be possible. And think of the outcome of what you really want to do. And let your feelings stay there, that you're gonna have it the way you want it, and it's possible. Just think of the possibilities. Always, I read a book called The Secret, and it's saying in that most of us we don't focus on what we want. We always focus on what we don't want. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this to happen when I go back. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't. No, 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 no. Don't give it energy. Focus on what you really want. You want to move back home anywhere in Africa. Focus on what you really want. Write down your plan and keep your focus on this 100%. Give all your energy, everything that you have, and have faith and believe in what you're going to do that is going to succeed. And see your success in your own eyes, in your own mind first, before anyone can see you. And just let it go and just do it. But you have to let go that baggage and forget about all that what happened and move into the future with a clean slate and focus 100% on what you want. And what happens is this is what you're going to attract exactly. But if you have anything that you focus on, that's what you don't want. This is the law of attraction. This is the law of the universe. It will come to you because you're having some doubt, you're fearing, you're worrying, you know, and anxiety will kick in. Don't bring that into whatever you're doing. Things may happen to you. Things have happened to Fatima. But Fatima is just letting everything go and then just move into the future, knowing that, look, I'm going to have the right people to connect with. I'm going to do the right thing, and the right things will come to me the way I want it. And the result I want, I will have exactly that.
So true. There's one thing I want to say is that when you choose to follow your vision, it is the hardest thing that you can go. This is the hardest journey that you can have because nobody sees that vision but apart from you. So you've got to just understand that you've got to start over. And that's what most of us are scared of. If you feel like you're stuck, start over. Choose to start over because those mistakes, if you don't learn from those mistakes that you did, you will always be repeating it. So start over. It's just sitting down and looking at the journey that you took and what mistakes did I do? How can I start? How can I use this lesson so that I can become better? So start over. And most of us don't understand this, that if you don't, you always you want people to always guide you. You will always not find a way for yourself. So people's expectations, don't allow people's expectations to hold you back. You've got to see yourself. I have this thing that I always tell myself, that if you don't see you, nobody will see you. So for you to see the success that you want, for you to see the things that you want to see, you've got to see yourself first. You've got to see the person that you want to become before you get the things that you want to get. Because even if it's a business, I always say a business, you're the projection of your business. If you have bad communication with people, you're going to project it in your business. If you have low self-esteem, you'll always find yourself projecting it to your business. So whatever you are doing, remember you are a projection of that. And your inner world and your outer world, if they don't match, there's always going to be a contradiction. So whatever you feel inside is what is going to show outside. And most of us want to just work on the physical aspect, but your mindset is everything. And the other thing I want to say is this, is that it is okay to be selfish and love yourself. Pick yourself first. Work on yourself. Invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, you're always going to be blaming and you're always going to be wanting people to understand. Invest in yourself. If there's one thing that I did, and I'm glad that I did, it's just that I invested in something that I wanted to experience, and that was coaching. And I invested in it. I used to be scared so much when investing, and that was an investment that I put. And that just gave me another world, another person. I just saw another person that I never knew that I had it in me. I could not, like now I'm speaking and I'm having a conversation, and I can stand in front of people and actually speak to people. Those are things that I never thought I could do. So when you invest in yourself and allow to yourself to grow, you're actually opening doors. Opportunities don't come, they don't knock at the door, you create them. You create those opportunities wherever you are. And then the other thing I want to say is this: when you go abroad, don't always lock that door of believing that there's much there and there is less here. There are things that are here that you can learn, and they can help you grow wherever you are, and they can actually help you to bring other skills back home. Because when I came back, there's some things that I found that people are having for free here in Africa, like business consultancy, branding your business, digital marketing. All these things people are having for free because there are organizations that are doing them. But when you are abroad, these things are things that you have to pay for. You don't find these free things as much as you would find them. So there are webinars. Can I join this webinar and see what people in Africa are talking about? If you're stuck, allow yourself, be curious to know what other people are doing. Let me go and listen to the people in this webinar. What are they talking about? Maybe I'll get an idea. Let me network with someone. Let me collaborate with someone. At least put yourself out there so that you can learn new things. One of the things that I want to say is that most of us don't have a life map. You're just going around without a direction. You don't know which direction to go. So like setting goals. Are you setting your goals? Do you have plans of what you want to do? There's so many things that you can come and realize that you're not doing in your life, and they're small things. They don't look important, but they make a very big difference. Like your habits. What kind of habits do you have? Are my habits helping me to grow, or am I having habits that I'm just getting from people? So when you start knowing yourself, you start understanding yourself, you start changing the perception of how you see things, then you start changing. One of the beautiful things I want to tell people, you've got to be curious. Be curious about what makes other people grow and change. You don't just assume they're lucky. Oh, he came to America, he has luck and his life went well. It's not luck. Listen to their story. Listen to their process. Don't see their successes. See their journey that they took. And you start taking your journey from there. Learn from the other people. Learn from other people's story. Question yourself. Sit down and question yourself. Ask yourself questions that will make you reflect on who you are. Because if you don't, there's nobody who's going to come and give you a life map for you and tell you this is how your life is going to be. You have to draw that map. You have to know how to work with that map and reach where you want to go. Otherwise, you'll just be going round and round. There's one thing somebody said. He said, if you don't own your space in this world, people will come and own it for you. So you've got to own that space. Own it, be there and use it well. So if you're in the diaspora, I know it's beautiful to go out there. And as we're speaking like this, there are some people who have made it so well, and there's some people who are still struggling. There's some people who don't know even what has happened. Like that greener pasture. I think the question that I ask myself is, why is the grass not greener for me? Why am I struggling? But it was not because it was not greener there. It was greener. The only person who was not watering and not growing was me, until when I chose to grow. And sometimes when you work on yourself, you make decisions that are so not understandable to other people. So you can't change people's opinion. And there's one more thing that Alieu said, that the healing from the experiences that you have in your life are very important. Vincent Mbekwayo said one thing when I was listening to him one day. He said, most of us don't heal from our experiences. We cover it. We cover it and we keep on doing the things that we want to do in life. We will pretend that they were not there. So we hide the pain, the things that have happened to us. And then we start seeing results that we've achieved some things. And yes, sometimes you achieve them. But then the only voice that you hear is what other people are saying. Or you said I couldn't do this, but I've done it. You said I couldn't achieve it, and I have achieved it. So you are actually proving to people. So that's validation, the acknowledgement doesn't come from within. It comes from other people. When other people stop acknowledging you, they stop seeing you, you stop seeing yourself. So start healing, because healing is a process of growth. You've got to heal from the past. And then because if you don't heal, your past will always define you. So how do you define yourself? Some people define themselves with they sit in the future, and they don't understand that you have to live now. So the best place is to start is right now. Where are you right now? How do you want to start right now, today, so that you can achieve what you want? So thank you so much for having us. Alieu, I think this conversation, we can be having it next week in a different way. We are here, and I think one of the things that brought us to talk about this conversation is because we have experienced it. We have been there. We understand how it feels to be stuck in a place where you feel there is success. So if you are listening, please comment. You have a story to share with us, share. You have a question, reach out. My name is Fatima, and I go as Coach Tima. I am a transitional coach for women and men. I help them transition from where they are to where they want to reach. So if you have a question, you want to share your story, you want to come and share something with us on Talk to Connect, so that you can inspire somebody, your journey of success, your journey of discovery, or your journey of, or you want to share your challenges, please feel free. Just write to us. My email is hassantima1975@gmail.com. Send an email, and we'll always bring you and talk with us with a story. So Alieu, do you have anything else to add?
Thank you very much, Fatima, for this amazing opportunity for us to do together and then create that awareness for people out there. So as Fatima said, my name is Alieu. I'm also a mindset coach. We're here to help people, to transition from where they are to where they want to be, to help them shift their mindset, to help them grow, to help them change. And I believe change is the new growth. That's the name of my platform as well. So we're here to help. This is so much entertainment in the internet, but we're here to help you grow and talk about something that is going to add value into your life. If you want to contact us, you can contact us here. As well as Fatima said, also I have an email address. It's bar2086 at yahoo.co.uk. You can reach out, or you want to share your story, or want to hear more in depth. You want someone to coach you. I'm here, or Fatima to coach you through. Because as I said, you're not seeking help because you're weak. You're seeking help because you want to remain strong. And this is what we want for you. We want you to remain strong and remain unstoppable. And I know you have greatness in you. You have something special in you that you need to take out in the world out there. That someone is waiting for you to benefit from what you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alieu. Welcome again, and we are happy to have you. See you again in the next talk. We're going to be talking more about this and in different ways. We're going to be having a guest, inviting them, and don't be shy to join us. Join us. Let's share. Let's empower each other, because the only way to grow is to learn from each other. Each one has a story, and your story can change someone. So thank you so much. Have a lovely evening. Good night.
Thank you.